Hi guys, how you doing? So, for those that don't know me, my name's Corinne and I'm the Golfing Princess, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you get a little notification each time I put a new vlog out. And if you are a returning visitor, welcome back. Now, what we're doing today? Today, look, I've had a new parcel delivered. So I thought it's only right to share the unveiling of the parcel unwrapped with you guys. Now, what have I ordered? It's obviously golf related content. So, what could it be? I wonder. I hear you ask. So excited. It is, I can reveal, it's my pre-ordered ShotScope V3. Now, I've already got V2. This is out for public sale, I think, in about 3 weeks. But if you're an existing customer, you got an email which gave you access to the early pre-order. So, pre-order, I ordered it on Sunday, and they started shipping everything this week, and I got mine today. Now, Neil hasn't got one. Well, he's got one. You've ordered him one, but his hasn't even been shipped yet, or it hadn't been up until last night. And a lucky one. So this is mine. Mine. Now, let's have a look, shall we, and see what's in this pretty little box. I have to say, on first looks, I know it sounds like it's only a box, but the box is a lot nicer than the other one. Which I do still have the old box. I'm a bit of a hoarder. Everything new that I buy that comes in a box, I keep all the boxes. The attic's full of boxes from new things. Oh, look at that. Now look. How pretty is that? Well, what I'll do, I'll put both the shot scopes on my arm so you can see the size difference. So on first viewing, it's smart looking. It's really smart looking. This is the charger. Now let's have a look. It's this is not a normal charger. This is the old one was one of the micro USB chargers. So generally you've got one of those knocking around the house for like everything, cameras and whatnot. This is not the same. This is weird looking. So it's like a clip. You can see that. And the charger, it's like teeth. Like teeth. Well, that's interesting. Now, the actual band itself, I ordered a purple one. So the previous shot scope you could only get in black. It was pretty much, if you haven't seen one already, that was it. That's the old shot. It's quite bulky, but it's a fantastic piece of kit, I must say. So it was only available in black. The new ones are available in 5 colours. You can get black, red, grey, purple and teal. Now I did want the teal one, but they didn't have any in stock. So you can see in the back there, that's where the that's where the charger plugs into. So okay, I'll leave the front on for now. You can actually use it as a watch as well. It does say, I will go through some of the benefits of the V3 over the V2 as well. But as it stands, can't even get the damn thing on. It's not a very good start, is it? I can't get it on. Right, okay. So yeah, so you can use it as an actual watch, as well as the GPS and the tracker for your shots. So if I put the old and the new one, I'll show you, but I'll also take a photograph so you can see a bit closer the difference of the bulkiness. So if I stand up and show you, that's the difference. So this one's quite bulky and this is more like a GPS watch. And it's a lot sleeker as well in the design. You can see the difference. So on first glance, first look at it, I like it. The strap is also more silicone, so it's a lot softer. Oh my god. I can't even get the old strap off now. It's decided it's going to play up because it knows it's going. But this is 2 years old, and it's worked fantastic, and it still is working fantastic. But this It just looks a lot smarter. I'd be quite happy to use that as a watch, if I'm honest. So I'll just take it off for now. And we'll have a look. It's a bit stiff getting it out of the... maybe it's still new, I don't know. But as you're trying to get it off, that little noggin which goes into there, it's kind of catching on there. So that's maybe a little bit of a design flaw. This one is a lot bigger. You can see the loophole that you get the... you can see that. It's a lot wider on that, so it doesn't get caught, but this seems to be getting caught a little bit. It literally only just goes through. So that's maybe one immediate criticism, if you can call it a criticism. But generally, I like it. It looks smart, it looks sleek, and I like the fact that you can get it in different colours. So at least we can now tell quite easily whose is whose, because the old ones, I had to put a, if you can see on the back of that, I put a little mark on the back, a little silver bit of nail polish, because Neil's got one and I've got one and we didn't know whose was whose. So, what else have we got in the box? So I'll put that over there. Now we've got 16 tags. Tracking tag. Now I believe on the website it does say you can use your existing tags for your V2. And they do look exactly the same. Exactly the same. So I'll just show you these. So you can see, I don't know if you can see on them, you've got like lob wedge, putter, 9-iron, gap wedge, etc. And then these where they say, there's no X's on these. There was some that was like X, X1, X2, X3 and X4 for spares. So you've got H1 for like a hybrid one. But these tags, some of these I won't use, but I would have to use them in something else. Like I don't have a 4-iron, but I've got a 4 hybrid, so I'll probably put the 4i in a 4 hybrid. But what you do on your watch, when you're setting your bag up, you set that tag, and you can pick what putter, what club make, what club type you've got. So it doesn't really matter, because all these are there for is to register the club with the watch. And as long as you know on your bag in your account what club is what club's on what tag, it doesn't really matter, because I'll know that 4i on my stats is a 4 hybrid. Now I will put some photos up of the stats of what they currently show. But obviously, on first look, these look identical to what's already in it. I am still going to change them, just so that they've got, it's new, and just make sure that there's nothing wrong with the old tags. I don't think there is, but you know, if I've got a new watch, I may as well have new tags. Now, you do get a quick start guide as well on there. So your top tips is charge your device, download the app and complete setup before play. So I can't do anything on the actual watch itself until I've charged it up and downloaded it. Now on my account, on my phone, I'll just show you the app. If you can see on there, it's the little S. So you'd click on that and it opens up your ShotScope. So each time you go and play, you need to connect your band via the Bluetooth, and then you click sync and it downloads all your previous games that you've played. So when I was talking about the bag, if you go into, if I show you what I'm doing there, if you go to more, and then my bag, you can see there what clubs I've got in my bag. So you can see what each one of them are. And the X1 and the X2, and X3 and X4. So it's quite good that you can actually set your tags as to what make and model your clubs are. So if you do change them, you just need to remember to go and edit your bag for your new ones. So I'll put some screenshots up of the kind of stats and the data that it gives you, and I'll give you a bit of a commentary and explanation while they're up of what they actually are and what they mean. So what are the main differences, or not differences, advantages, shall we say, of the V2 over the V3 over the V2, sorry. Apart from it being a lot lighter, the interchangeable straps. So I could actually go and buy some teal straps for this if I wanted to, or some black straps, and change it. This one, this is it. What you see is what you get, pretty much. So what has the V2 got? The V3 has got dual GPS accuracy. This has not, the V2 has not. So that's an improvement. This has a colour screen. This is black and white. They've both got 16 tracking tags, so that's okay. This has got 35,000 preloaded courses, but you can update and download more courses if you need them. Because 35,000 courses doesn't cover every single course worldwide. It might not cover your particular one. So I'm guessing once and I'll be able to tell you this later on, when I turn this on and sync it with my phone, it will download any courses on my phone. Because what you do is when you sync it to Bluetooth, you then add courses to your phone and then sync it to your watch. So just because they're not already on here preloaded doesn't mean you can't add it on, because you can. So this one doesn't have anything preloaded on it. You have to load them on yourself, which is no hardship. You know, it just means you can be more selective. They've both got automatic performance tracking. They both have dynamic front, middle, back and green distance. Now the good thing about these is, it doesn't matter where you are on the course. If I'm down the left-hand side of the fairway or the right-hand side of the fairway, it tells me my GPS from that location. So it's not necessarily the middle of the fairway down, it's as I am away from the green. And it's the front at that point. It's not static to, as you're coming down the fairway, front, middle, back there. If I'm on the left-hand side, it'll be front to where I am, middle to where I am, and back to where I am. So it does it based on where you're stood, because as you're about to take a shot, you take a swing of the club, and that then registers that club to the watch, and that says, right, I know you're using your 7-iron, for example. So then it knows to track that 7-iron shot until your next club selection, and you do your swing. And that's how it calculates the distance that you're hitting the ball. Don't make the mistake, it's calculating your carry distance, it's calculating your total distance. So that's one thing to note. I don't think there's any mobile GPS device like this that will measure your actual carry distance. I could be wrong on that, don't get me wrong, I could be wrong, but for this you're measuring the total distance that you're hitting your ball, not the carry. So what else have we got? The front and carry distance for every hazard. Yeah, so on this one there's I'm guessing this will be the same when I turn it on, there's a button at the side. So if I'm looking down a fairway and I can see a bunker on the right hand side, basically click on this and you click at the side and it will show you either wiggly lines for water or like a round circle shape for a bunker. It will tell you what distance you are away from the bunker as well. So that's a really good thing. So you can use it in everyday watch mode as well, so you can have it on all the time if you choose to do that. It's what else? They've both got club sense and pin collect technology. So what that means is when you're on the green, it will say pin collect, and as soon as you've put it out, if you take 2 putts, you then go to where the flag is, hold that watch near the flag, do not touch it, just hold it near it, and click either 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you've taken 2 putts, you would click the button 2. That's telling the watch that you've 2 putted, and that will then collate it into the data of percentage of 1 putt, 2 putt and 3 putts. So that's where you can evaluate your data and see where you need to improve. If you've got 50% 3 putts, you can say, right, I need some lessons on putting because I am 3 putting and that is not bad, that is not good. That's where I'm losing shots. So that's when you're looking at your data and you can actually analyse how you're doing it and where your improvements need to be. You've both got the free apps and dashboard accounts, so you can log onto it online and you can log onto it on the app on your phone. Over 100 statistics included. I don't tend to use a lot of them, but there's a lot of statistics you can use depending on how deep you want to delve into the statistics of the game. I generally use it for, it's good to know what percentage fairways I'm hitting. I think at the minute I'm about 50% fairways. I'm more right than left because I've got a bit of a slice, but it's good to know that a lot more of my shots are going on the fairway. My 2 putts are quite a high percentage, my 1 putts are fairly okay, and my 3 putts have really shrunk dramatically. So again, it's good to know that certain aspects of the game are improving. and it's good that it actually logs that kind of information as well. They've got interactive features. They both conform to the rules of golf. This has got 3 watch modes, this has got 4. Battery life in golf, that's 6 hours, and that's 10 plus hours. And battery life in watch mode is 3 days. So that's not bad, I suppose. I think we've got the Apple Watches, and they probably last, if we were wearing them every day, about a day and a half, 2 days maximum. I do generally put them on charge every night because it's at least half gone. But I suppose again it depends on how many notifications you get through, etc. So let's just see if this tells us anything different. This is just a lot of technical support, so not really. No, not really. So it's not telling me anything I don't already know. It tells you to download the ShotScope app to your phone before you start. It tells you to charge it before you start. So yeah, there's a lot more positives on the new one than there is the old one. I'm certainly not dissing the old one, the V2, because the V2 has changed my game. I've had it about 2 years, and before I had it, I couldn't tell you how far I could hit any of my clubs. I couldn't tell you what distances I was looking at. But now, because I've used this and I can kind of look at a distance and think, right, that's around about 100 yards. I'll look at my watch and it might say 95. But for me, that's near enough. That's pretty good compared to what I used to be. But also I know that on average I might hit my 9 iron, my 9 wood, for example, 115 yards, 120 yards. But I will say I'll put some photos up now of the stat pages, and I'll explain to you how they work, and because there's 3 different pages and there's only 2 of them you need to use. So I'll put those up now, and then the next thing on the agenda is really, let's get this bad boy out of the course. Let's see if the accuracy is actually any better with the dual GPS accuracy. If this has only got single and this is dual, I would expect this to pick up more shots. There are occasions when you come off the course and you have to edit your round, and that basically means that if I got 6 on a par 5, you look on your round and on your map, and if it says hole 1, 6, you click yes, okay. You basically tick all the holes off. If you're in a bunker, and it takes you 3 shots to get out of it, it might only register the first one, because GPS wise you're still in the same spot and you're just swinging your club. So you may need to edit that hole and add on 2 shots, 2 sand wedge shots, to get it up to the actual full shots you've taken off that particular hole. And then it will then track your whole round and see how many shots you've taken for your whole round. You can put your handicap on it as well, and that will tell you how many over or under par you are as a whole, and it will keep a track of it as well, because you keep track of all your games. You can delete them all off and start them again if you want to. I think I'm going to keep mine on for now. I do tend to, if I'm visiting another location, okay, if I'm visiting another golf course, I do put the GPS and track on, but more often than not I just put GPS on, because there is an option where you can just put GPS only, and then in that mode it doesn't ask you to pin collect. It's just basically tracking what distance you are away from the front, middle and back of the green. It doesn't actually track how long you're hitting your shots. You have to have it in GPS and track mode, or GPS trace I think it's called. But if you're only GPS only, it will not track your shots. That's something to bear in mind. So you can use it as just a GPS device if you want, but you can also use it to evaluate your distances with your clubs. So we'll have a look at the stats that it shows you, and then we'll go out in the course and give this bad boy a run. See what you think. So you can see here the size difference on the actual photograph official from ShotScope of the size difference on the watches. You can see the new V3 does look a lot sleeker on there. What I've already gone through, comparing the differences between the V2 and the V3, and the sort of tick boxes of what extra you get on the V3 over the V2. So I've already sort of gone through those, but just to kind of reiterate what those are. So once your band's connected, your home screen will say to you connect band, and that's where this band automatically is on Bluetooth mode. So the other one you had to select Bluetooth to actually get it to do anything. Once your band's connected, where it actually says connect band, it will then say sync band.
Once you've clicked the sync, all of your recent games will then load into this page here. Where it's blue, it means you've already edited the round, and where it's orange, it says it still needs to edit it. So if you click on the little orange pencil button, it'll then bring you up to the next screen on the right hand side, where it shows you the map of the course, and it will show you a list of all the holes and what score you've got. From there, you click the little pencil button in the top right hand corner, as shown here on the arrow, and that will take you into the edit round mode, which you'll see on the following slides. So the first screen is where you can actually make some amendments. So you can change your handicap to what it currently is, and you can change the tees to which ones you're actually using on that particular day. Say you may be using the white ones or the red ones on different days. You can also share the round or not to the course hub, which is where all the leaderboards are, and also include the round in your performance statistics, which we'll go on to later on. Once you're happy with the information there, you click on the blue edit button, and it brings you onto the map of the individual hole. And you can see there, it'll actually show you what shots it's picked up. So this one on mine, it's actually picked up an extra shot with the driver, the D1, at 35 yards. That's where the yellow and the red tees are. My tees are where the 5 would start. So I would then click on that D for the driver and right click and then click delete shot. Essentially, you go through each of the holes at the bottom, and this is listed 1 to 18, and you'll check that all the shots that you know you've taken have been listed. You may need to add a shot in, and you do that by clicking the little blue plus sign. Once you've clicked the plus, it brings you up onto the first menu on the left, where you then scroll down and select the club which you know is missing. Once you've clicked and selected it, it brings the right side up, and the little X at the top is the club that you've selected. Basically, you use your finger and press and select it, and then drag it down after the shot that you know it needs to go in. So say I need to add it in after my 5 wood, it's missing a chip out of the trees or something. I would then select that and drag it down after the 5 wood, and then you can go back to the map, and you can change the location, because all you do is you basically click on the new shot you've added in, and then just move it around on the green or the fairway or the woods where you need it to be. So you'll see along the bottom, you've got a little menu bar which says rounds, performance, courses, compete, and more. The first one is performance, and that's where you can actually see how far and what accuracy your shots are. So the first one I've clicked on here is a tee shot. So at the bottom on the middle slide, you'll see the all is highlighted in red. And that's saying that this statistic is based on all the tee shots I've used. So my average is 161, which we'll come on to later. The P average and the longest. So I'll explain what they are in the future screenshots. But this shows that overall my fairway success is 53%, but tells me I've got a slight draw, or we might want to call it a slice. But if you click on the bottom as well, you can actually select the clubs. So if I select the driver on the last one, it shows it's 46% fairway success, and it's still got that slice on it. But you can kind of go through all the bottom like we are on the next one. There's the 3 wood, I've got 100% fairway success, and the 5 wood, I've got 100% fairway success. So maybe this tells me I need to think about my driver, and I need to think about my shots and think about the accuracy of the hole I'm hitting and what club do I need to take. So it's quite good for things like that. So here we come on to the actual statistics of the clubs. But again, if you go back onto the bottom bar on the performance, and you click on the top one that says clubs, and it brings you up to this menu here. So at the top, you can see you've got average, P average, longest, and usage. So the average, that takes into account every single shot you take, including your duffers. Your P average, it calculates itself what your duff shots are. For example, if you take your driver and you only hit it 50 yards, the P average will discount that stat. It will only take into account the average of your good drives. And then in the green bar, you've got there the longest. That'll actually tell you what longest shots you've ever hit all of your clubs are, which is quite good for knowing what your full potential is. But your P average is also very good for knowing if you're a certain distance away. You might hit your pitching wedge, for example, 110 yards, but your average is about 100. So you know more often than not you might take your pitching wedge for that particular shot, unless of course the conditions show that you've got the wind behind you and your downhill run and that kind of thing. But it gives you a good starting point. So again, going back to your performance tab, your third one down is your approaches. So this is what your approach menu looks like, and again you can select at the bottom, your main menu comes up with all of your clubs that you shoot for your approaches, but you can actually narrow it down to each individual club as to what you're hitting, and what percentage fairway success, rough, etc. that you're getting out of these. And the same with your short games. So you can select, if you know pretty much all your short game is certain clubs, you can actually drill down on the data of how accurate you are with each of them, and that might help you with your future club selections of different club types for different situations. So this one's just showing me that my two most used ones, it tells you the usage, is a gap wedge, and I did used to use my 6 hybrid to do a lot of bump and runs, but I'm kind of starting to stop using that now. But it still also tells me I've got a slight slice, for the want of a better word, on a lot of my shots. So I do need to work on that quite a lot. And likewise, your last one is your putting. So this is a really key one to use. So this tells me that I've got very little 3 putts, majority are 2 putts, but I've got a good percentage of 1 putts in there as well. And it tells you if they're short, medium, or long putts as well. So it is quite good for telling you if you need to work on your putting going forward. So going back to your main bar at the bottom, if you click on performance, once your band's connected, it shows you all of the courses you've actually got downloaded onto your I'm going to say phone there, but onto your watch. And you can actually, there's a search function at the top where you can actually select and manually type in your club of choice. So if you know you're going to be travelling down to Cornwall, for example, and you know you're going to be playing at 2 or 3 different courses, you can preload those on before you go down. Alternatively, if you're in a particular area and you click that courses button, when your band's connected, it will show you the nearest ones to your particular location at that point. So that's also quite a good feature to use if you're just going to go and maybe play around on an ad hoc basis and you're not quite sure where you're playing. You can just download them as and when you are, and then you're up and ready, ready to go. So continue along down the bottom, you've got the Compete tab, and that basically shows you that you can earn medals for different achievements. For example, I've just received one that says 32 putting around. You can get one for different approach percentages, short game, if you've got 2 birdies in a row, 3 birdies in a row, 4 birdies in a row. And then you've also got your leaderboards, which you can sort of kind of look at where you are in the world rankings and the UK rankings against other ShotScope users, which is a bit of fun, but I don't tend to use it. And then your last one along the bottom is a little more ellipses. If you click that, it brings up this box where you've got the add new device to add your new ShotScope. You've got your bag, your accounts, which you can go online and you can look at your update your handicap and your personal details, settings, and help and support. So this is your bag. As soon as you click the My Bag button, it brings you up these boxes, which kind of then you add club and you allocate your particular club brand as to different tags that you've got in your box. But you'll also have your X1 and X2 for different ones that you don't have particular clubs for. Like I've got additional woods, so they're all allocated to an X tab. It doesn't really matter what's on the tags, as long as you're telling that particular bit of information there which tag is in which club, so it knows it's a driver, it's a wedge, or whatever. So let's just take a look at a few shots that I've used since I've so these are just a few shots that I've recorded since having the new ShotScope, and seeing what it's registered my distances at for my drive at my 5-wood, which were quite impressive, I thought.
So, what do I think of this? I will just say, you may wonder why I'm down an alleyway. It's the side of the house, because next door I've got music on and I don't want to get done for copyright. So, anyway, review of the ShotScope V3. What do I think of it? I really like it. It's a lot sleeker than the other one. It's a lot better fitting than the other one. It seems to pick up shots better than the other one. Maybe that's because it's got the dual GPS on it, I don't know. But it does seem to pick up shots a lot better. The battery life is pretty good. I've not charged it up yet, and I've had it for 3 or 4 days. And I've used it on 1 full round and 9 holes as well, and I've still been using it as a watch. So it's not doing bad on battery life. I'm going to charge it up today, of course, ready for tomorrow. If I've got one flaw with it, it is that when you've got it on, and I'll just show you, I think I did mention that it's a bit fiddly getting it on because of the gap and that big plastic thing there. So if I've got one flaw with it, is that when you're wearing it, you'll see there, where you would have your glove would sit there. When you're taking your shots and you're kind of angling your your hands like that to take your shots as you're bringing them round, the glove can sometimes press these buttons. So you might look down at your watch and think, oh, why is it showing me this where the sand bunker is, or the water hazard? And it's because the glove, I think, is clicking that, or sometimes it will click onto the next hole. So you do need to watch out for that, or maybe just push it slightly further up your arm so it's out of the way of your glove. But apart from that, I think that's a small price to pay, you know, moving it further up your arm, because it is a fantastic piece of kit. And I think they have done a massive improvement on the V3 over the V2. The V2 is really good, but I think the V3 is just taking it that little bit further, I think. So would I recommend it? Yes, I would. And would I pay full price for it? Because obviously we've got it on pre-order. Yes, I would. And I would 100% recommend anyone, whether you're new to golf and you want to learn about what shots you're hitting and how far you're hitting your clubs, or whether you just want to keep it for GPS and for your own personal improvement journey. Yes, I would highly recommend it, because it's a fantastic piece of kit. You've seen all the screenshots of the app, so you can see what stats you can actually track. So if you're big on stats and you want to kind of see where you're going with it, it's definitely some things that you need to keep on your arm and on your clubs. So I'll leave you there. Hope you enjoyed the V3 review, and yeah, if there's anything you need to know, drop me a line and I'll hopefully answer your questions. But in the meantime, stay safe and keep golfing. See you later.